Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Maxxair MaxxFan rooftop vent. So, we have it on a teardrop trailer right now. This is going to be great for your utility trailers. I have one in the mowing trailer that we built, and that's just good to kind of get those fumes out. But it's also nice when it's kind of a nicer night out, and you don't really want to spend the energy to use the AC or something. You just want to move some air. It's going to be able to move about 900 CFM, which is pretty good. It's going to be plenty for this little tiny trailer, but also for your bigger RVs too. You just want to make sure that you have a proper spot to put it. So if you guys come in here, you'll see the setup. So it's directly above where we sleep, which is really, really cool. And the nice thing about this is it's really only going to draw about 5 amps, which is not a lot at all. And what I like about this is, let's just say we're off grid, because this is an overlanding off grid trailer, and we run out of power. So if we run out of power and it starts raining or something, a lot of the other ones that we have are going to be a powered lift, but with this is a manual lift, so we can lift that little gate up and close it without having to have power ran to it. I like that just because why not prepare for the unexpected? And it's only a couple turns to get it completely extended out. But this one is only going to have 4 different speeds. So let me turn it on real quick. So we have all the way up, which it's not really that loud. I kind of like the white noise whenever I'm sleeping, but that's pushing a lot of air. Then we can go all the way back down to the lowest setting. And this is basically pretty much silent. Another thing we can do is we can change the direction. So right now it's sucking all that air out, so we can swap it over. You'll see it stop, and then it'll start back up in the other direction. So you can either have it just pulling air out or pushing air in, whatever tickles your fancy. So we do have a screen here too, so you don't have to worry about the bugs getting in here either, which is always a plus. Doesn't take any room on the inside of the trailer, which is awesome, because as you can see, there's not a whole lot of space here. So all the space that we can save, the better. We also have a little fancy button. If you hold it down, basically what's going to do, if it goes above 78 degrees, it's going to kick on. But it's kind of cold in here, so it's not going to kick on. So if you don't really want to have the fan constantly running, maybe you're wanting to save power or something like that, or whatever the reason may be, you can go ahead and set that and it'll turn on when you need it. Another cool thing, let's just say we're about to pack up for the trip. Maybe it started to suck some of this stuff up in the little screen here. What we could do on these little tabs, you can rotate these to the side like that, all 4 of them, and then the screen is gonna completely come out, so you can clean it. And then once you're done cleaning it, you can close everything up. And then once you do close it up, before you drive, it's probably best to just push this in, and that's going to lock it into place. Another thing I really like, if you hear that, that is a metal screen. So it's not just that little flimsy type of material. It is made of metal, so it's going to last a long time. Looking up top here, we do have a nice smoke little top vent here. So this is going to allow some sunlight to come in, but not too much. And I kind of like that. But if you do want to kind of go with the theme, we just like the black just because it matches our crossbars, but we do have a white version as well. Both are going to be the exact same. And this is going to be made of a polyurethane material. So whenever you're going down the road, if something kind of hits it, it's not going to crack and fray and let that water in. So that's always good. And in this configuration, it's about 5 inches from the top of your roof all the way to the very top of the vent. But if we open it all the way up, as you can see, it just goes up in a couple of different turns. And this orientation, it's going to be about 9 5/16 inches tall from the top of your roof. Obviously on an overlanding trailer like this, we're not going to have anybody inside while we're going down the road, but you can keep this up. So maybe after the trip, you do some cleaning on the inside and you just kind of want it to air out on the way home, so it's ready to rip and ready for storage. So we can drive with this when we're going down the road when it's all the way up. But for you RV guys, if there's going to be people in your RV with you, you can have these open too and get a little bit of airflow while you're going down the road. The MaxxFan is going to be watertight, so in the little hinge, whenever you open this up and close it down, it is going to have a little seal underneath, so that's going to seal it in. You don't have to worry about water getting in it whenever it is down and flat. And to get this installed, all you need to do is cut a 14 by 14 inch hole. But depending on what you're doing, sometimes you're going to have a vent hole already there, or you're just replacing one. But if you are maybe building your own trailer or just want to put it somewhere that doesn't have a hole already, just make sure you talk to your manufacturer. There's a lot of times where you want a vent somewhere, but it's going to mess with the structural integrity of your trailer. So you want to be safe and you want to protect your investment. So make sure you check before you start cutting away. All you're really going to need is just a cutting tool. We will not have that on our website, just supply that yourself. But what we do have is some butyl tape. So you put some butyl tape down, put this down, and then you can go ahead and take some silicone and just give you that added protection to make sure all that water stays out. Might as well do the work now just to prevent any damage in the future. So we have a kit of both of those on our website, and that's all you really need. And of course, this thing's gonna need power. So if you have some 16 gauge wire, you can just use that, but we do have some on our website as well. And this is a 12 volt air vent. So if you are running on 120 volt, just make sure you have an inverter to be able to convert that and jump that 120 all the way down to 12 volt. And that's basically all you got to do for the install. So you have two different 4-speed fans to pick from. We have the smoke and then we have the white. If you wanted to upgrade, there are some other ones that are going to have 10 speed instead of 4 speeds, and they're also going to have a thermostat. So with these, we can just let it know if we want it to turn on when it hits 78 degrees. But the other ones, we're going to have a little remote, and we can actually completely dial it in so you can be super, super comfortable. So if you wanted to upgrade, we have those, and it's basically the same exact dimensions, same CFM. They're all 900, and they all install the same. So we have a lot of different options for you, and hopefully this gives you an idea if this one's going to be right for you or not. So would I put this on my trailer? Absolutely. I mean, we need to have airflow. I mean, there's not a lot of room in here, but even just anywhere else, just having some airflow when it's nice outside, getting that fresh air in. It's quiet, it's simple, and it's pretty much an essential thing when it comes to camping, because at the end of the day, if you're comfortable, you can stay out there longer. And this is one of those components that's gonna make you a lot more comfortable when you sleep. Get a good night's rest so you can enjoy the rest of the trip and you're nice and well rested. And that's basically it for a look at the Maxxair MaxxFan Rooftop Air Vent.